Best day ever.
Wait, we should tell them. Jess's thing is that we all say, we've never dated anybody, and in fact, we've never even met a man. Never.
If anybody says they're my ex, they're lying. I've
We've
never
met
met a
her,
man.
though. The first man to ever meet.
Because he pays us.
Hello, your number one fear. I'm phenomenal, magical, call me supernatural, mythical, wonderful. They tell me I'm a got everybody watching. What you gonna say now? What you gonna do? If you really want it, better come and get it. Don't you know I got it?
It's so lovely. I want to know where Kayla gets her beauty. Here we are. Kayla's mom reveal.
All I do with a video game is so y'all can swap the two together, and it's much easier.
Our first live audience member.
Take your mom to work day.
I love it.
Jordan's first day.
We did the, caption this pic, and she captioned
Do
it.
a drop-in of the pic.
Like, here's the picture, because it's amazing. We put on the Instagram, caption this, and Megan wrote, when me trying to find out where men get the audacity.
I just keep looking and I can't figure it out. I could learn blockchain, cryptocurrency. I can learn security tokens, NFTs. I will write a novel, but I could not figure out where men get the audacity.
I've never met a man in my life.
When
so
we do that
I can't relate.
When I have an answer for that, and then we do that episode called "Where Do Men Get the Audacity?" That's the end of the show. That we've done our job. So
Welcome to episode 6, where we talk about...
7.
Then change it at the top. All right.
Metaverse.
Welcome to episode 7, where we talk about the metaverse. I'm Jessica Burns,
I'm Megan Neivold.
and let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it.
All right, so the metaverse. There are so many misconceptions about what this is, where it's going to be, where it's going. Everyone's talking about it, but I don't really know if anyone obviously some people do, but majority of people don't really understand what it is, what it's going to be used for. Because I won't lie, I was kind of nervous about it too. I saw a Black Mirror episode and I was like, no, but it's not that at all. So
Should we reveal the truth after the champagne pop?
yes, we will reveal the truth.
Kayla?
Okay. So we have our champagne from Limonada. So thank you guys so much. We're gonna film an episode there coming up, and you guys are gonna see how cool this place
Limonada
is.
is super, super cool. It's a brunch spot. They obviously have very good champagne. I think we've drank.
They have
our
champagne
weight in
guns
it.
there. Remember? They
Oh
were
my
they were.
Was that when we met?
Yes.
That was
Kayla and
the
I
start of
actually
our
met at
friendship.
Limonada, so it's a place very close to our heart.
Are there champagne guns in the metaverse?
There will be if we have anything to do with it.
I'm sure there are. Okay.
My first yacht adventure with her wig, I asked him to take a video of the champagne gun, and he did it in slow-mo, and it was badass.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have a video of you drinking out of champagne gun.
Oh, yeah.
right.
There's a few.
Okay,
She
guys.
cheers.
So good
I'm
at
gonna do it a
this.
little different this time.
We're drinking champagne Jessica style today. With a straw.
Jess has been requesting. Uh-oh. Hold on. This is for the gram for sure.
Ready?
Come on, get in here.
I like it. Yeah, that's the way to drink champagne, guys. Don't
Okay,
listen to
now-
anybody else.
Who are we kidding? Get over here.
Amazing.
I have this song stuck in my head. I am so sorry.
What are you singing?
Are we gonna get monetization issues?
She'll sing it at the end. Oh, unless there's
Diplo.
monetization issues, then we'll bleep her out. All right, so let's
okay.
talk metaverse.
All right, let's get into the.
So
Into the
you
thick of
actually taught me something interesting today about the metaverse. Tell me.
So-
I learned so much from her. It's
So
awesome.
the metaverse is obviously we all have our conceptions about the metaverse, and I feel like a lot of news and lately we've just been getting carried away, which isn't the worst thing. But the metaverse, I just want to clarify, is not going to be we don't live this real life anymore. We just
That's what I was thinking.
We
That's
just
why I
live in
was
the
scared.
metaverse. Yeah, we have like VR headsets and we all just live and breathe and eat in the metaverse, and it's just like that's not going to be it. So I kind of want to clarify where the metaverse is going and what I foresee it being, at least for the like foreseeable future. So yeah, it does not mean we're all digital people hanging out exclusively through computers. So we've seen web change so much.
Yeah.
We had
I remember dial-up. Do you remember dial-up internet?
no.
Yeah, see, I'm older,
Well,
but
yes and no. I don't know.
they used to send us CDs, like, download or get an hour of free internet, and now...
Right. So that was like so we have different layers. So we had
Yeah.
Web 1, we had Web 2. Now we're getting into, Web 3, and they all have different it's essentially just the progression of creating more and more digital aspects in our life and giving it more power and capabilities, which is like the progression of Web 1, 2, and 3.
We saw it with Facebook. Remember, Facebook used to have, like, Jessica is as a status. That was removed. A bunch of things.
So I'll give you a few examples. Web 1 was like read only. It was company pages. It was home pages. It was just people owning content and posting it on the internet. And Web 2 is like brings the community in it more. It's widely read and written. It's blogs. It's sharing content. It's tagging, and it's like cost per click. So they're tracking clicks. You can publish content and interact with it, as opposed to just Web 1, where it was just companies posting information.
Yeah.
And then we're seeing the transition to Web 3, which is it's way more personal. It has an individual focus. We're seeing smart applications. We're seeing so many more use cases in our day-to-day lives. We're seeing different user behavior and engagement. It's just getting much smarter. It's integrating with so much more technology. So it's like the layers. It's just like, to be realistic about it, it's like internet and the web served this purpose, and now it becomes more advanced and it becomes more ingrained in our lives. And then Web 3, it becomes even more ingrained. So
Web 3, they want to give you a full immersive experience with the Web 3. You know what I mean? Like touches, smells, like things like we've only thought about before. They're inventing the technology to give you that full experience. And the metaverse is just a way to experience that. And right now we're using the metaverse on Web 2, but the long-term plans
And Web 3, it's exactly what Jess was saying. It's like we're seeing more artificial intelligence, 3D graphics, better connectivity.
Yeah.
We're seeing the data just come to another level, and like you can leverage the technology in different ways that you couldn't in Web 2 or even Web 1. But so to get into kind of what the moral of the story is here is like, yes, we saw the progression of Web 1, 2, and approaching 3. Now we're talking about the metaverse, which is this episode.
Yeah.
And we want to share, obviously, the crazy cool things that they say are going to be in the metaverse.
And what's going on with it now, because it's at a pretty basic level, even though it's very high-end technology to what we're used to. It's at a pretty basic level right now to what it should be. And like, the example I was going to use there, with using Web 2, all the worlds are individual. So they each have their own avatars and currency and sign-ins, but using Web 3, we can make it all interact together, right?
Right. So in Web 3, they're, I guess, saying like it'll just be more like a day-to-day, you're almost living and interacting with the web.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people are kind of saying like, oh, you're going to be living through these headsets. I think that's more the gaming perspective, which we'll discuss, where it's like people are, we've seen it with multiple games that have come out, like the 3D virtual worlds, and then it becomes, we're seeing, as Jess and I had previously discussed, we've seen gaming tokens, like current, like Axie Infinity and NFTs, like
NFT technology is a huge part of the metaverse right now, and that's again something they want to graduate out of and go into Web 3. But right now, the way they're making it all work is using NFT technology in metaverse world on Web 2.
Yeah, so it's just like merging crypto, gaming, and all of that. And so I think that's where what trumps a lot of the metaverse talk is like the gaming. You hear a lot of that as opposed to like what we're actually going to see, which is like the use of cryptocurrency in our day-to-day lives, which is an aspect of the metaverse because technically that currency exists digitally. So instead of thinking like, oh, we're going to be living, it's like, no, we're just going to be using more digital technologies.
Right.
Leading to this so-called metaverse.
And being in lockdown, that was a big push for the metaverse.
Right.
You know, we'll talk about cool projects later, but like Ariana Grande teamed up with someone and did a metaverse concert, and she made $10 million from that. So like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's huge, and people are really. But you know, when everyone was at home and couldn't leave and couldn't go, this is a way to experience that. And in a few years, they want to have that fully immersive, like the sights, the sounds, the feelings, and we're gonna have to move with the technology to do that, but. That's pretty cool. Like you could be in your living room and be smelling the person next to you at the concert, So they really want to make it immersive, but we're not quite there yet. So
obviously this is like the very high level. We're seeing just the start of it, but we're also seeing like fashion, retail, gambling, and all of that come into play in the metaverse. And
even if what they're buying isn't physical, the dollars are real and the dollars are being spent there. So there's obviously an interest there. Balenciaga has some accessories there. The big one is like making up your avatars. You can do like skins and hairs and accessories, but like the high-end fashion world is getting involved in that, and the art world. There's obviously, we've talked about NFTs in 2 episodes. Like that's a big one. Some people are actually buying metaverse worlds just to show off their NFT collection. So it's kind of cool.
And I think what a lot of people are discussing is like Roblox, for example, or these people have avatars that they create digitally. Yeah. And it's kind of like a representation of themselves. And that's definitely an angle of expressing yourself through the metaverse, and where, fashion can come into play. And I think it's all very, it's very realistic to expect this to just get like crazier and crazier and like for people to use it more. But I still think like we're obviously still going to be existing in this physical world. So I just feel like that's like one thing I want to clarify is like the virtual world's going to get so much stronger, but it's like I feel like we just hear about how companies are like pushing, oh, we're investing all this money in the metaverse. We're investing all this money in the metaverse. It's like, no, they're just investing in digital technologies that allow users in the physical world to become connected with these retail companies virtually. So whether that's, Balenciaga selling both clothes in the metaverse and in the physical world, it's like, I think it's almost just a push for publicity a little bit, which isn't a bad thing, because that's how we adapt and we, develop these new technologies and get them mainstream, especially how they get traction in media and stuff is when these larger companies, like Dolce & Gabbana sell both a dress in the real world and the digital world, and it sells for a ton of money.
It's another flex. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, I own Air Jordans, but I also own a pair of Air Jordans in the metaverse, Right. I own a Balenciaga bag, but I also have one in the metaverse. Who can say that right now? Even though there's millions of people using it, it's still like a new technology. So it's pretty interesting. And, the gaming franchises have actually taken this to the next level. Like Fortnite, Halo, Minecraft, they have evolved into complete self-contained worlds with their own in-game economies and everything. So it's pretty, the gaming network is what took it to the next level. Fortnite locked out a bunch of collaborations, and they've done like NFL jerseys, they've done a Balenciaga collaboration, they did a Stranger Thing collaboration in just their world. So, but that is a limitation that you were just talking about as well, that all these worlds are just their world. And, in the metaverse in a few years, we want to be connected. But right now, again, every world has their own way of doing things. So it's kind of back to the community part, you find your community and where you want to be. So, but again, the like gambling retail art in the metaverse is way more popular than people expected. Like, and even though the physical entities aren't real, the dollars are. Like, there are millions of dollars in the metaverse right now. So
I think somebody predicted it would be $1 trillion opportunity by, who said that? I don't want to quote anybody. Somebody said it was going to be $1 trillion opportunity.
JP Morgan.
I think it was JP Morgan said that.
Don't quote her.
Take it with a grain of salt, but people are saying like the metaverse is going to be $1 trillion opportunity. Yeah. And therefore the companies are going to invest in it because, you have to stay ahead. It's like if companies are like, oh, we don't believe in the metaverse, like you probably are going to get left behind in one way or another. Somebody is going to be a competitor and they're going to give somebody else technology that is going to make their life easier. Like
Facebook changed their name to Meta. That should be like a big thing there. Right now, they're doing a European rollout of their Meta version, and they invested $10 billion, and they've employed 10,000 people to make this happen. So that's just a European model as well. So this is the future, but it's going to cost investment and money, and these people that are thinking ahead to take it from what we have now to where they want it to be. And in the future of the metaverse, anything is possible. You can, swim with the dolphins. You can play basketball with LeBron James, like anything. And pretty cool. And they're saying by 2030, most people will be involved in the metaverse somehow, whether it's to work, to gamble, to, invest in arts. And they say that VR sets will be just as popular as cell phones. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
I don't know about that one either. I can't see me using a VR set every day.
Yeah, they're saying everybody says something. So take all of this. It's like somebody says this, somebody says that, but I don't know. I mean, we're at Facebook Oculus. Shout out Jonah. I wish he was here.
He'll be here later. We'll make an appearance.
Jonah got an Oculus, and he came into the office so sore because he did a metaverse boxing class on his Oculus. He wasn't even hitting anything. He just did the class, and he came in so sore, but also he came in dizzy.
His girlfriend sends me videos of just him doing, and it's the funniest thing ever. I don't know if I was supposed to tell him that, but
it's in Miami, and we have somebody on our team you got to check out his segment on the Security Token show called Into the Metaverse with Yves Vancol, and he recaps every single Monday the latest and greatest in the metaverse, what's happening in and around it. So that's on our YouTube channel also.
I also share it on our Instagram, so follow us if you aren't. Everything's below, but we love to share Yves because he's got such a fresh insight on the metaverse.
He talks, cool. Yeah, he talks the monetary side of it, the gaming, sports, everything.
Plus, he's pretty cute.
I mean, he's our coworker.
I know, that's why I said it. I was plugging him up.
He's charming. We should do it. Can we insert Yves' head? Let's insert Yves' headshot in here. He loves his headshot.
That's why I said it. I wasn't hitting on him. That's why I said it. He loves to be complimented.
Kayla, we're gonna make you drop Yves' headshot in. Okay. But anyways, so yeah, definitely check that out. We are always dropping metaverse content. We're just kind of giving you a surface level of it. But if you're interested in that, check out the Security Token show. And anything else?
No, not I am. So let's talk about
what's your most exciting thing about the metaverse? 1, 2, 3, go.
So that was one of my favorite products. There's a city, and I know I'm going to say the city wrong. Seoul. The city of Seoul. It's going to be the first major city to go full meta. So it's set to create a fully realistic virtual ecosystem for all areas. So you can go and you can sit in the library, and it's the exact same, pull books, and they're saying in 10 years they want to have that full experience where you can hear the sounds and smell the smells and feel the feels. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's pretty cool that a whole city is going to do that. They're going to go full meta.
I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
What's yours?
My favorite aspect of the metaverse is probably, I really like how we're just meshing currencies. The currencies are all obviously digital. So we're seeing there's one called, probably the currency aspect of it.
The monetary aspect of everything is pretty cool to me.
Mana, which is the Sandbox's currency. It's Mana, M-A-N-A. And they, obviously you can transact with Mana, but it's also a currency you can purchase on Coinbase. So I think it's just awesome to see how you're seeing a mesh between real world, currencies, and then also these gaming currencies. And I think it gives a lot of power back to creators as well.
Yeah.
You're allowing these creators to, instead of having Instagram or something like that, they can create their own sort of revenue streams in the metaverse.
And there's money there, obviously. Money.
Paris Hilton's doing it right now. I mean, she's
Paris Land has made over $1 million already, and she recreated her wedding. You can go take a tour of her pet mansion, which I would love to do that because that's got to be bigger than my apartment.
I see her all the time on Twitter. She's like, "Oh, come to Paris Island and the metaverse, and we're meeting or doing this or that." So I think it's amazing that we're seeing her kind of representing not only women but a younger aspect. Anybody can kind of get into the metaverse and.
Yeah, and she's trying to push that as well. She's really into NFTs and stuff. She's trying to push the metaverse too. A cool one that I heard of. Do you remember the movie Sin City? the like comic book style.
I actually
like,
haven't seen it. No.
Well, they're gonna do their own world in the metaverse, and it's gonna be really cool. You can build an empire and then earn crypto at the same time, and it's like it's like a comic book come to life. Like so, it's super cool. Think like Grand Theft Auto, but like you can literally like build an empire and pool resources together and build real estate and like it's amazing. And they even established their own like tax rules and like they have their own world there. So like if you're a big comic book person or Sin City fan, then you can go in there and like become a person in that. So
life is just a GTA lobby in Miami. Like that's literally all it is.
I love it.
Like it's just a GTA lobby. I'm just here on a yacht drinking champagne, waiting for my next glass. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I think that's all about the metaverse. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm sure we'll cover it more too. Definitely check out Yves with all the metaverse content. Hope that was a nice taste. And I hope you just understand the metaverse is not just going to be us living as avatars in the digital world, but so much more than that. It's just integration of virtual life with, creating a digital aspect that makes everyday life more seamless and easier.
And it's so new too. So like if you have a clothing line or you're into real estate or whatever it is, there's got to be a way that you can get involved too. So if you're interested, look into it and figure out your own way of the metaverse world. Like, I love it.
Cheers to the metaverse.
Cheers.
Let's go.
On the meta yacht.
I wonder if Limonada will be in the metaverse.
Should we shoot an episode there? I think we should shoot an episode there. Show you a little bit of Miami.
From the meta yacht.
Best day